Larry taking that off too.
I just texted Matt and heard read back from him.
All right. Okay. Keep the show on the road. Recording? All right. So it's 6:45. It's the time for the Urban Renewal Agency meeting. And the roll call
Okay. Joe Grousman,
here.
Debbie Hamilton, Michelle Sumner, Gary Daigle. Larry Whitaker is not present at this time, and Sean Smalley is excused. Tom Boggs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You don't know.
I said her name.
Okay, we got introductory media and media people. Anybody? You'll speak English now. Anyone wishing to speak before the agency tonight on any subject matter will need to fill out a speaker form and turn it into the recorder. Forms are available on the sign-in table in the back of the room. Please turn cell phones off or silence them during the meeting. Announcement for Zoom attendees. If you're joining tonight's meeting via Zoom, you will automatically be muted upon entry, and you'll need to identify yourself if your full name is not already attached to the device being used. You will be unable to unmute yourself if you wish to speak. Use the raise your hand feature. Use it and click on the reactions icon at the bottom of your screen and click on the image of a hand. The public comment purpose of this public comment period is to allow citizens to present information or raise issues. A time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. All citizens must come to the microphone. No citizen comment this evening.
Nope.
First item is for the consent agenda of June 13th, 2022. Have a motion? Well, we got a motion and a second. So approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Vote please.
Joe Grousman,
Okay, there you go.
Debbie Hamilton, Michelle Sumner, Gary Daigle.
Aye.
Larry Whitaker is still not present. Tom Boggs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, the only item we have for each business tonight is resolution and our 2022.04 downtown land acquisition. The staff report.
Government Development on May 18th, the Urban Renewal Task Force had met and made a recommendation to the agency to proceed with the purchase of the lots located at the corner of West Everett and South Oakland. And so with that, the property owners have agreed to the purchase price of $279,000 for all, it's 3 pieces. There's the one that has the discount transmission and then the vacant lot on the other side. And through our real estate agent, that dollar amount seems to be fair and reasonable. And so with that, as part of the urban renewal rules and regulations, resolution would be made necessary to proceed with that purchase if so agreed upon. Was that a listing price?
Make a motion. Have a motion.
I make a motion we approve to proceed with the purchases of these lands for the amount of $279,000.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Now we can have discussion.
So where's this money coming from?
Urban Renewal Agency. There's a budget. It's also, it would still budgeted for being able to borrow from the general funds and then as funds are accumulated in the urban renewal side, those funds are repaid. They
Urban renewal fund.
tax, it's a tax incremental TIF, right?
Yeah.
Tax increment funding.
When the urban renewal district was incorporated, that's when it put a cap on the taxes that we're currently receiving. So it was not added taxes to property owners, it was just put a cap. So then, the way they're dispersed, it takes 3% and puts it in a separate pot in order for these, improvements to take place in the original.
What are we gonna do with that land?
So there has been several discussions, and if proceeding with the purchase, we would take back to the Urban Renewal Task Force. Just because we've had lots of discussions about kind of a facility. We just printed off some random pictures. This one's out of Lebanon. It's a new, very successful. It's only been there for a few months. It's a brewery inside, and then it has the ability to have like food trucks. That park, they kind of just back up to it, and then there's covered seating, and I can, sorry, I was looking at stick in the table. And so they have covered seating for them outside as well as, that's the one of the, and I'll pass them on so you guys can kind of see them.
So will that require
And then
the
there's indoor seating.
building to be remodeled?
So we did do a walkthrough. And I'll let Brian talk a little bit about the walkthrough because construction's not really my thing.
It would be staff's recommendation that we demolish that building and start over. So back in the day, I'm not sure what year, it had a wooden floor. They since, elevated the building, poured a slab into there. There's pretty large significant cracks in the concrete, the lower ceiling. It would be a recommendation to demolish and start.
And keep in mind, that's just one idea. There's so many things that can be done with a structure, indoor, outdoor, utilized for so many different things. So just to kind of get the ball rolling with ideas, we just print it off what we knew we're aware of.
Was there any kind of a public offering for this property, or was it just because we have this money in hand is we're the first taker?
It's been listed for quite some time, actually.
So what I can say is the real estate agent that we're using, they did comparative cost of the property and showed that it's very reasonable for the property value. Or agreed upon sale.
Have you done any guesstimation on what something like this or similar to this might be running? Us?
We have not, because we not knowing what,
We want to do. You
Yeah.
gotta take the next step.
Well, this is one of any number of possibilities for it. One could just be to hold it for an investment, and sell it to the ideal tenant. But at the end of the day, I have reached out to a person who operates one of these in Bend. And they were looking at expanding and going into Roseburg. And they have expressed extensive interest in this site. My proposal to them is that we really were going to acquire the land and clear it. But at the end of the day, there would have to be mutual investment in terms of making on-site improvements and doing so. And then there'd be lease payments that would come back to us. And even if all that fell through in 2 years from now, or a year from now, or even 6 months from now, we could put it back out on the market and get our money back. At the end of the day, these are urban renewal monies. We can't even buy property unless it's within the urban renewals plan to do so. In this happens to be one of those, this and out by the freeway. So seems like a good fit and gives us an opportunity to at least have it, take a look at it, see how we can best make it work. And at the end of the day, I just say it's kind of, we're not going to lose on it. That's what I'm saying. Time will make it. Sure.
Well, additionally, it's going to be development, so it's not just going to be the raw property as it is now, because this has a food court by all these members to utilize it.
And it is kind of that, one of our main entrances into town, so
Mhm.
improving it will.
I think it's a great
More
location.
warming that comes to the town as well.
You know, there's a couple of things, first of all, if I was a restaurant, I wouldn't be real happy with it. Because there's really no other than the customers. If a business is pretty succeed, you need from.
Well, we've actually talked to downtown restaurant owners and they're excited about it. Because, yeah, it's kind of like car dealerships. You know, they cluster together because everybody says, hey, let's go shopping for cars. And it's kind of grown into that. The other thing about these things are, they are not only a dining point, they are an experience. They are a form of entertainment, which is another critical element for downtown. So I guess I'm not, I don't want to overly like try to like press you into agreeing. I just want to be able to share with you what we believe are the positive elements to it. Because you obviously already have the negative nailed down. So.
Well, actually, I'm not for it.
Yeah, I know. And that's okay.
I don't think we should speculate on property in the city. It's not city's function.
But that is the purpose of urban renewal agencies. It's exactly what they're organized to do and supposed to do.
Yeah.
They do speculate on lands. They do buy out properties so they can control them. Because at the end of the day, the intent is to stimulate the economy, create jobs, and raise valuations. So when that land comes out of the urban renewal agency and those tax revenues come back to the city, they come back 3, 4, 5, 10-fold as opposed to just being what it is now. So that's the purpose. I agree with you. I mean, we are the city of Sutherland. We aren't out to do that, but urban renewal agencies exist for those purposes.
Well, that's kind of the problem I see here is we're trying to wear two hats and do two different responsibilities.
That's why you're two different agencies.
Yeah, but there's conflict because even though this agency may decide something, as a city council, we may reverse it. And that's kind of stupid because we're the same people.
Right.
And it's trying to separate the two as to what is best for the city. As a council position and as an urban renewal, what I think is trying to draw customers or people in the city to spend money, which would benefit the city. Is that the best thing for the city, for the council? You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I just don't see that it's a council's decision to make. It's an urban renewal agency.
And would that come to us for approval?
No, that's why they're two separate agencies, because they have to be separately interacting and can't co-mingle.
I'm kind of surprised that we're having such an extended conversation about this because we're the ones that asked them to go and make an offer on the property. And they made an offer on the property and they put together the deal, and now we're saying, why are we making an offer on the property?
That was my understanding, they're going to look into it and see the possibilities.
And come back with the offer. I mean, and that's what urban renewal,
I understand. Okay.
and that's what urban renewal is for us to, better our city and to renew it, and that's what is happening downtown. And for this is one area for us to also help renew our downtown area. And it's already started with many of our new businesses, and this is one, another way for us to bring more opportunities to our downtown, bring more opportunity for businesses to come in and have it look better and more opportunity for another end of our city. And I think it's a great.
We're in the urban renewal act right now, not city council. No, I understand.
one thing that is evident, even with the, upscale, if you want to call it upscale, it brought a lot of attention to government from surrounding areas and even further. We have the, electric charging for the Tesla. All of that is to get a, what I want to say, motivated city to get more to bring people there. And so with the food court, people coming in, it's not that far away from the, figure competition with McDonald's. But all of this would be an advantage, possibly a way of looking at it. I think I'd like to explore some options that also come up with something that's gonna bring people to town.
And that'll be our next phase. So this was literally just one idea that has been discussed. And so we'll go back to the task force to bring you more ideas for the actual use of the property.
Well, I'd like to know more about our party.
I think it's really important that we buy that piece of property because it's central to the city.
Yeah.
I mean, we can use it whatever we want to use it for. But to get what's on that farm, even if it sits there as a bare piece of land for a little while until we find somebody that wants to buy it or use it, or we decide to use it or whatever. It just makes the most sense.
Okay. The discussion. So we'll take a vote on resolution 2022.04 downtown land acquisition.
Okay.
Your vote.
Joe Grousman,
Say aye.
Debbie Hamilton, Michelle Sumner,
Aye.
Gary Daigle, Larry Whitaker, Tom Boggs. Motion carries.
Okay, we have any reports for discussion? Okay, we adjourn. 15 minutes from the council.